Hey, my friend. Welcome back to English 1314. I am so happy you are here today because in this lesson, I will help you build a simple and powerful morning study routine that can really change your English. Many English learners tell me, "Teacher, I study for many years, but my English is still the same," or "I do not know what to do every day. I feel lost," or "I start for a few days and then I stop again." Maybe you also feel the same way right now. You want to go from your current level to a higher level, but you do not have a clear plan. You want to study with joy and not always feel tired or bored. Today I want to give you a clear plan, a step-by-step routine that you can use every morning. This routine is not long. It is not difficult, and you can do it even if your English level is only A2 or B1. You just need your notebook, a pen, your phone or computer, and a small amount of time in the morning. My friend, if you follow this routine every day, your English will slowly but clearly become better, more natural, and more confident. So take a breath, relax your shoulders, smile a little, and get ready to learn. Are you ready to start this new morning plan with me? Great, then let's go together. This morning routine has 4 parts. The first part is a short writing time. The second part is a listening and input time. The third part is a vocabulary research time. The fourth part is an application time, when you use what you learned to talk about your real life. The whole routine takes about 30 minutes. You do not have to be perfect. You only need to be consistent. That means you repeat the routine every day, even when you are a little tired, even when you are busy. Your brain loves stable routines. When you repeat these 4 parts again and again, your brain starts to understand. Every morning we work in English, we think in English, we express ideas in English. Then English becomes more natural for you. So let me explain each part very clearly so that you can do it alone in your house, in your room, or anywhere in the world. Part 1 is a 5-minute writing session. This is the first thing you do after you wake up and wash your face or drink a little water. You sit down, you open your notebook, and you write in English for 5 minutes about your day, or a book, or a difficult topic. You simply write about your plan for today. What will you do? Where will you go? Who will you meet? What do you want to finish today? For example, you can write, "Today I will go to work at 9. I have a meeting with my manager. After work, I will cook dinner with my family. In the evening, I want to watch one English video." These sentences are simple, but they are about your real life. And that is very important. When you talk or write about your real life, your brain pays attention because it is important for you. Your day is not a test. Your day is your life story. So when you write your plan, your brain starts to wake up in English. Many people, when they open their eyes in the morning, start thinking in their first language. Maybe they think about the weather, about breakfast, about their work, and all of these thoughts are in their native language. But now you want to change this habit. You want to send a message to your brain that says, "Hey, today we are going to use English." So the first 5 minutes are like a gentle warm-up. It is like stretching your body before you run, but here you are stretching your English brain. How can you do this first part step by step? It is very easy. Before you sleep at night, put your notebook and pen next to your bed or on your table. You can call this notebook your English morning journal. When you wake up, do not open social media first. Do not read many messages. Sit up, take your notebook and pen, and set a 5-minute timer on your phone. Look at the time, press start, and then write without stopping until the timer finishes. You do not think too much. You do not check your grammar. You do not erase words again and again. Your job is only to keep your hand moving and keep your ideas going. Even if you do not know a word in English, you can try to explain it in another simple way. For example, if you do not know the word for supermarket, you can write the big shop where I buy food. It is okay. The goal is not perfect writing. The goal is to think in English and express yourself in English. When you are a beginner, 5 minutes can feel long, but please trust the process. After some days, your brain understands. 5 minutes of writing, no problem, and it becomes easier. If you really do not know what to write, you can answer the same 3 questions every morning. Question 1. What do I need to do today? Question 2. How do I feel this morning? Question 3. What is one thing I am grateful for today? Grateful means thankful. Maybe you are thankful for your family, for your job, for your health, or for the chance to study English. These small questions help you when you feel stuck. Just write your answers in simple sentences. There is one more important rule for part 1. Do not worry about mistakes. Many English learners are afraid of mistakes. They stop after each sentence, they look at the dictionary, they erase, they write again, and they feel stressed. Your morning routine should not make you stressed. It should make you feel calm, focused, and happy. So during the 5-minute writing time, you tell yourself, mistakes are okay. I will not fix them now. I will just keep writing. You can even write this sentence at the top of your page. Today, I do not fear mistakes. When you give yourself this permission, you feel lighter and more free. You are training your brain to use English as a tool, not as an exam. This is the end of part 1. After 5 minutes, when the timer rings, stop writing, take a breath, and smile. You have already done your first English task of the day. Part 2 is a 10-minute input session. Input means something goes into your brain, like sound or text. In this part, you choose one short video in English and you listen for about 10 minutes. This video is not a typical grammar lesson or exam practice. It is a video about a topic you like. Maybe you like cooking, travel, health, technology, sports, art, pets, or personal stories. You can choose any topic, but the people in the video must speak English. When you choose a topic you enjoy, your ears and your mind stay interested. You are not sleeping, you are curious. For example, maybe you choose a video about how to cook pasta, or how to improve your sleep, or a story of someone who changed their job. The topic is interesting for your life. While you watch the video, you do not try to understand every word. That is impossible. And it is not necessary. You focus on the general idea and on some new words and expressions that catch your attention. Before you start the video, take your notebook again. You will use the same notebook for all parts of this routine. Open a new page and write today's date and the title Input Session. Then play your video. While you listen, if you hear a new word, a useful phrase, or a sentence pattern that sounds interesting, pause the video and quickly write the word or phrase in your notebook. You do not write the translation. You just copy the English word or sentence. Try to catch around 5 to 10 new items in one 10-minute video. If you catch more, that's great, but 5 to 10 is enough for now. The goal in Part 2 is not to study deeply. The goal is to listen actively and notice new language. Many learners watch videos passively. They just sit and the words move past their ears and they forget everything. In this routine, you become an active listener. You are like a detective, watching and listening for clues, for new language that can help you speak better. You are training your ear, and you are also collecting material for the next part. During this 10-minute input time, try not to stop the video every second. Let some sentences flow. If you miss something, do not worry. Just keep going. If a word appears many times and you do not understand it, you can write it down when you hear it clearly. If you need subtitles in English, you can use them, but do not read them like a book. Just use them to help your ears. Remember, your main job here is to listen and notice, not to translate and not to memorize. When the 10 minutes are finished, stop the video, close your eyes for a few seconds and think, what was this video about? What did I like about it? Which part was interesting? If you want, you can write one simple sentence in your notebook that says, "Today I watched a video about and I learned." But you do not have to do that now. The main task for Part 2 is done when you have listened for 10 minutes and written down 5 to 10 new words or expressions. Now we move to Part 3, the 10-minute research session. In this part, you take the new words and expressions from your notebook and you look for their meanings. Research means you explore and check information. You can use an online dictionary, a phone app, or a paper dictionary. If possible, use an English-to-English dictionary with simple explanations, not only a dictionary from English to your first language. Why? Because when you read simple English explanations, you are still inside the English world. Your brain is not jumping between two languages every second. So Part 3 is where the new words become more clear for you. You do not only see the shape of the word, you also understand its meaning and its use. First, open your notebook at the page where you wrote the new words from the video. Under each word or expression, leave some space. Then, take your dictionary. Start with the first word. Type it or look it up. Read the explanation slowly. If the explanation is too difficult, you can search for simple definition or learner's dictionary. Choose a meaning that matches the way the word was used in the video. Sometimes a word has many meanings, but in your video, it has only one. For example, the word charge can mean to ask for money, to run towards something, or to put energy into a phone battery. You need the meaning that matches your context. When you find the right meaning, write a short version of the explanation in your notebook in English. Try to write it in your own simple words, not in long, complicated phrases from the dictionary. This helps your brain connect with the word. After you write the meaning, look at the example sentences in the dictionary. Choose one example that is easy to understand and write it in your notebook. If you like, you can underline the new word in that sentence. You repeat the same steps for each of your 5 to 10 new words or expressions. Look up, read, choose the correct meaning, write a short explanation, write one example sentence. You are not trying to memorize everything now. You are just building a small, clear picture for each word. It is like you are making a little card for each word inside your brain. The picture of the card has the form of the word, the explanation, and one example. Later, your brain can see this card when you need it. Many learners want to skip this research part. They say, "Teacher, it takes too much time. I just want to watch and listen." But when you do that, you forget many words, and your progress is very slow. Research is like giving water and sunlight to a new plant. The new word is the seed. When you understand its meaning and see it in a sentence, you give it a chance to grow. If you do not do this, the seed can die, and you lose a good opportunity. Also, this research time is not very long. It is only about 10 minutes. You can even set a timer again. In those 10 minutes, you will learn a lot. If you cannot finish all of the words in one day, it is fine. You can leave some for the next day, but try to do at least a few words completely with explanation and example. Remember, you do not have to write your own example sentences yet. That comes in the next part. Part 3 is about understanding how other people use the words in real sentences. Now we come to Part 4, the application session. Apply means use. Here you take the new words and expressions that you understand from Part 3 and you use them to talk about your own life. This part is very powerful because it makes a bridge between your learning and your daily reality. Many learners know words but cannot use them when they speak. The words live in a cold place in their memory. Part 4 makes the words warm and alive for you. You will connect the new words to your morning journal from Part 1. In Part 1, you wrote about your plan for the day using simple words that you already know. In Part 2 and 3, you watched a video and learned some new words and expressions. Now, in Part 4, you open your notebook to the page where you wrote your morning journal. You read what you wrote, and then you choose 3 to 5 new words that can match this topic. Then you rewrite your journal using those new words. For example, maybe your journal said, "Today I will have a meeting at work about a new project. I feel a little nervous." Later in your video, you learned words like confident, improve, and challenge. When you looked them up, you saw example sentences. Now, in Part 4, you can rewrite your journal like this. "Today, I will have an important meeting at work about a new project. It is a big challenge for me, but I want to improve, so I will try to be confident." This new version sounds more natural and rich. You are still talking about your real day, but now you are using higher-level words. When you connect new words with your own story, your memory becomes much stronger. Your brain thinks, "This word is not just in a book, it is part of my life." How do you do this part, step by step? Again, Set a 5-minute timer. 5 minutes is enough. Take your notebook and pen. Read your original journal slowly. Look at your list of new words and expressions from Part 3. Circle 3 to 5 of these new words that you can use to describe your day or your feelings. Then, rewrite your journal entry, trying to include those words naturally. You can keep the same meaning, but you change some sentences. You change some simple words into new ones. If you cannot use all 5 words, it is okay. Use 3. If a word does not fit your context, do not force it. You are not writing a poem. You are training your everyday communication. When the timer rings, stop. Even if you are in the middle of a sentence, stop. Your job is not to make a perfect, long story. Your job is to practice using new words in real sentences connected to your life in a short, focused time. There is something very special that happens in your brain during this application part. When you take a word from a video, understand its meaning, and then put it in a sentence about your own experience, your brain makes a strong connection. The next time you want to talk about a similar situation, that word will appear more easily. It becomes active vocabulary, not only passive vocabulary. Passive vocabulary is when you understand a word when you hear it, but you cannot use it yourself. Active vocabulary is when you can both understand and use it. This routine moves words from passive to active, step by step. It is like moving books from a dark basement to a bright table where you can see and use them every day. Now let's look at the full routine. Part 1. 5 minutes of writing about your day in your journal. Part 2. 10 minutes of listening to an interesting English video and writing down new words and expressions. Part 3. 10 minutes of research in the dictionary, finding meanings and example sentences for those words. Part 4. 5 minutes of rewriting your journal, using 3 to 5 of the new words and expressions. 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 is 30 minutes. So in only 30 minutes, you wake up your English brain, you listen, you learn new words, and you use them in sentences about your real life. You do not need special books or expensive classes to do this. You just need your time, your notebook, your phone or computer, and your decision to keep going. Many learners ask, "Teacher, what if I miss one day?" My friend, you are human. Sometimes you travel, sometimes you are sick, sometimes life is busy. If you miss one day, do not feel guilty. Do not say, "I am so bad, I failed." Just start again the next morning. Imagine this routine like brushing your teeth. If you forget one time, you do not stop brushing forever. You just do it again later. Your morning English routine should be like that. It is a normal part of your day, not something heavy or scary. Also, remember that progress in English is like the growth of a tree. It is slow but strong. Every morning you add a little water, a little sun, a little care. After many weeks and months, you will look back and say, "Wow, my English is not the same. I can write more easily. I can understand more when I listen. I know more words. I can express my ideas with more detail." That is the power of a simple routine, repeated many times. Now we will move to a small story time because stories are a fun way to relax and also to learn English in context. So, Sit comfortably and listen to this story from my life as a student. When I was a teenager, I had a very kind teacher in school. She knew that I loved to read and study, but she also knew that I was shy when I had to speak in front of other people. One day she told our class that we were going to have a special English activity. Each student had to prepare a short talk in English about a hobby or an interest and give it in front of the class. When I heard this, my heart started to beat very fast. I enjoyed English, but I did not like to stand in front of everyone. I imagined myself forgetting all the words, standing there in silence while everyone looked at me. For a few days, I felt very nervous. However, I really respected this teacher, and I wanted to try my best. I chose to talk about books because reading was my favorite hobby. I went home and wrote some sentences about why I loved reading, which stories were special to me, and how books made me feel. My first draft was full of mistakes, but I did not worry too much. I showed it to my teacher after class, and she smiled and helped me correct some words and change some sentences. She also encouraged me to practice every day for a short time instead of trying to memorize everything in one night. So each morning before school, I took my notebook, went to a quiet corner of the house, and read my little speech out loud to myself. At first, my voice was small and I felt silly. But after 3 or 4 days, I started to feel more comfortable. I knew the structure of my talk. I knew the order of my ideas. The words did not feel so strange in my mouth. The day of the activity came. All of my classmates were also nervous, but we were all trying to be brave. My teacher made a circle with our desks so that we sat closer together. She said, "Today, we are not here to judge each other. We are here to listen and to support." That helped everyone relax a little. While I waited for my turn, I listened to my classmates. Some of them forgot parts of their talk. Some had strong accents. Some spoke very fast and then lost their place. But each time, we all clapped and smiled, and the teacher helped them continue. I realized that nobody was perfect and that this was okay. When my name was called, I stood up, my hands shaking a little, and I walked to the front. I looked at my friends and my teacher. I breathed in and started to speak. Something interesting happened. After the first 2 sentences, the fear in my chest started to become smaller. The sentences I had repeated in the mornings came to my mouth almost by themselves. I talked about how books were like doors to other worlds. I explained how reading helped me when I felt lonely or sad, because stories gave me new ideas and new friends in my imagination. I told them about one special book that made me cry and laugh at the same time. When I finished, there was a short silence, and then my classmates clapped. My teacher's eyes were shining. She said, "You did very well. Your love for reading was clear, and your English was clear too." In that moment, I felt something change inside me. I was still a shy person, but now I knew that I could speak English in front of others if I prepared in a smart way. Later that week, my teacher talked to me again. She said, "Do you know why you could speak well that day?" I said, "Because I practiced." She smiled and said, "Yes, you practiced, but you did not only repeat words. You connected the language to your real feelings. You were not just saying sentences from a book. You were talking about something important to you. This is why your English sounded strong and natural. Her words stayed with me for many years. I realized that when we learn a language, we must connect it to our own life, our own emotions, our own dreams. If we only study grammar and vocabulary without any connection, we forget it quickly. But if we use new words to talk about our day, our family, our work, our hopes, the language becomes part of us. This is exactly what the morning routine I taught you today is doing. When you write about your day, you connect English to your real life. When you choose a video about something you enjoy, you connect English to your interests. When you research new words, you connect English to your understanding. When you rewrite your journal with new vocabulary, you connect English to your personal story. Day by day, English stops being a school subject and starts being a tool you use to live, think, and express yourself. That is how confidence grows, not in one big jump, but step by step, like climbing a small hill every morning. So, my friend, here is my final message for you today. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to study for 5 hours every day. You only need a clear plan and the courage to repeat it many times. Start tomorrow morning with part 1, then part 2, part 3, and part 4. Keep your notebook close to you. Protect those 30 minutes as a special time, a little gift for your future self. After some weeks, look back at your first journal pages and compare them with your new ones. You will see progress. You will see longer sentences, better words, clearer ideas. Let that progress make you smile and motivate you to continue. I am very proud of you for taking your English seriously and for staying with me until the end of this long lesson. Thank you for studying with me today. Keep using this routine. Keep believing in yourself. Keep growing with English 1314. And I will talk to you again in the next lesson.